Well, hello my beautiful Librans, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts or donations, so if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I've sourced a softer frequency to cleanse and prepare your reading. I'm using Gaia chimes to cleanse hourly, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? And let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Librans, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask, how are you doing? So this reading is going to tap into what's going on with you right now, how you're moving through this time period, and of course, what lies on the other side. Now, I'm going to shuffle the cards. I do not choose the cards, so of course, this reading may not resonate with everyone. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But I don't know if you noticed that when I was cleansing your reading, every time it went over the water, it actually came to a very kind of like still energy. Even though the Gaia chime was still swinging in the energy, I allow it to just swing and do what it needs to do, but there was a stillness over the water. So a lot of you in a cleansing period of your life, trying to perhaps find moments of calm, quieten your mind in a chaotic world. So that's something that I just notice about your reading. What I love about the Gaia chimes is that every time I cleanse a reading, the sound is going to be different for everybody. Even, you know, each reading I do for you all is going to be different. So yeah, we have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, balance. Okay, balance, harmony. Six of Pentacles also indicates that you are basically bringing your goals into focus. But I feel a lot of you are trying to find grounding in life right now, and you're someone who's a generous heart. You're a beautiful soul. You like to help everybody. You don't let anyone down there. We have the Seven of Wands. So some of you have to protect your energy from overgiving, is what I'm seeing there, because this is a reading all about yourself, and I feel that perhaps, you know, there's lots of things that you need to do for yourself at this time, and you will, of course, do these things. I do see some lifestyle changes here, and you're not going to change your giving aspect of your personality. You're still going to be there to nurture people, support people, and offer guidance, and unconditional love, but there has to be some balance there. There has to be some time for you, otherwise you're going to burn yourself out. I mean, the Seven of Wands indicates a lot of you, you know, there's a lot of pressure. So I will tap into each card as it comes in there. We have the Lover's card. We have the Knight of Swords. We also have the Queen of Pentacles there. So trying to create stability. We've got the Ace of Cups. Remember, the cup of love always starts for the self first. We cannot keep giving to others or to other situations when we are depleted in our energy. So the cup of love must be fulfilled first, or filled at least with energy and vitality. So I will tap into that energy in a moment as well. We have the Seven of Swords. For some of you, there is a craving for independence. Okay, I feel like it's like trying to find the balance between spending time with everybody and connecting, this sense of connection, but also perhaps there's something you need to go off and do for yourself at some point, and perhaps it's about finding that time. You've got the Two of Pentacles. I mean, I don't choose the cards. My guides are giving me the cards of the message that needs to come through in this moment. So finally, we have the Page of Swords, and of course, we have the Five of Pentacles. Inevitably, when we have to focus on one thing, we must detach from the other. So this can be about you prioritizing your own needs, protecting your inner peace at this time, but also learning to articulate your needs from a healthy place. And when you honor your own time and you set a boundary in place, the right people, they're going to honor that. They're going to respect the need for independence. And it's not that you're letting them down at all, okay? You can factor them in, whoever they are, whether they are family, soul tribe members, people you love, because you have the Lover's card here and you have the Ace of Cups. So that Five of Pentacles can indicate that sometimes we have to sort of detach or even like make ourselves scarce so that people can, recognize the need for independence, but also to sometimes work things out for themselves. Perhaps that's the message coming through for some of you out there. But I feel a lot of you, I'll pull a card on that Five of Pentacles because I feel the struggle is real with whatever it is you're going through right now. But a lot of you, I feel there is this energy of having an incredible mind and going through a problem-solving period. Some of you may actually be in a period of choice. You have to make a decision on something. And, the Knight of Swords can indicate you're in between decisions right now, but I can see with the Ace of Cups, you're leading with your heart on this and you're going to make the right decision, but balance must be the key, and a healthy dose of logic as well as feeling, those two areas need to combine, and the duality of that can help you make the right decision, of course. Because I always say that if we only make a decision based on logic, then our heart will always yearn for the thing that we did not choose, especially if the heart was engaged in that in the first place. We always tend to come back around to our first love. Now, that sentence can actually mean our first love when it comes to a high-level commitment, because a first love tends to be very pure, very, unmotivated by protecting oneself because they've not been hurt in the past, for example. So, but it can also indicate that basically we will always return to our first love, which means our heart is engaged and yearns for something or wants something. So we'll always return to the thing that the heart really wanted in the first place, whether that's, a certain way of life, whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, whether it's a country, it doesn't matter. If the heart is engaged, it will yearn for that, and it will continue to haunt you until you choose it. So I feel it's important to always recognize that sentence as something to lead with, but always there has to be logic and investigation because you have the Page of Swords there. So if you are trying to make a decision, of course, make it from the heart, but also, get all the facts. I mean, you know that yourself, my beautiful Librans. But your first card there is the Six of Pentacles. Now, this is an energy outside of yourself, which I don't really want to connect to, but it is pulling me in that direction. And what I'm seeing here is something really good is coming towards you. It almost feels more than an omen. It's not just like a sign that you're going to get. It feels like something tangible and physical is being offered as a nice surprise from the universe. So I really want you to be aware of that this is more than just like the cup of love for yourself. This feels very much like you're being offered something, either an opportunity that you've been yearning for, or perhaps a way of living, or maybe it is love itself. Perhaps you've been hoping for a high-level commitment, for example, and you've just been preparing space for the right person to come in, because the Six of Pentacles can be to prepare space to get the opportunity or to finally focus on something that has been calling to you for some time. But this card, it is all about balance, of course, and reevaluating what it is that you want in life. And I feel there's some really good karma coming towards you. But it's interesting because the page, of Swords is here with the Five of Pentacles, and your starting position is the Six of Pentacles. So some of you, if this is financial in nature, and this reading is not meant to be about money or career or love or anything outside of yourself, but I'm being pulled in that direction, so I will go with it intuitively first, but I'll move away from it. So it can indicate that some of you are keeping a tight rein on your finances. You're being vigilant with your finances or your money at this time. And, you know, Five of Pentacles means you are kind of like still retaining some of the Six of Pentacles that you're starting with, because this is the Six of Pentacles. So it can be that you are saving, but perhaps you don't completely meet your saving requirements, or you dip into your savings over the next 6 weeks. But it feels like you're pooling your resources, but you're being really strict with yourself. So I feel like you should be really proud if something comes up there. There's no surprises, but it can be that perhaps some of you will have to dip into a savings. And at first, initially, you may be like, oh, that's a shame. But I feel like you replenish it later on. And actually, the universe will send you something else coming in that kind of cancels it out, is what I'm seeing there. So, for example, if you had like an unexpected bill, but I don't see it here, but if you had like to pay out like an extra $20 on something, okay? And you're like, oh, I was not expecting that. That is, oof. So you have to dip into your savings, and then a couple of days later, you could be walking down the sidewalk, and suddenly like $20 like rolls your way, and you're like, whoa, this is like good luck. This is like an omen. This is the universe saying, trust the process, because that which you, give out, you shall get back. That's what this card literally means, okay? So I feel there is some good karma coming your way in whatever form is necessary. So this could be that you did someone a good deed, and they're coming back around to give you a good deed, or the universe itself, which I feel there is this energy of justice literally coming in for you. But the Six of Pentacles, I feel it has been hard to retain balance because you've been under a lot of pressure with that Seven of Wands there. The Seven of Wands can indicate, you know, that you've been feeling stressed in situations, and all you want really, because this is the heart of the matter, all you want is just balance, harmony. You just want to live life. You just want things to be secure for you and your family. And it's like you're not asking for much. You're someone who is really humble. You're someone who is really grateful for all that you have right now. And you just want distribution of fairness when it comes to life and justice and money. And you know, you tend to be the person who always helps other people out, and you have such a beautiful heart. You're always giving, so it's like you cannot see how the world cannot be any other way. And perhaps you're a little bit sad or disenchanted with the fact that there is a lot of conflict in the world, and people are not the same as you when it comes to that giving aspect of yourself, because this is a giver card, okay? And you give and you give and you give, and I feel like a lot of you have been giving so much to life, to your circumstances, to the people around you, the people you care about, and I feel like you wouldn't change it at all. But some of you with this Seven of Wands, it can be that you need to protect your energy sometimes and not give all of yourself, okay? Retain a little bit for you there, if that's possible. I know things are challenging when you get this card. It can indicate that, you have been needing to erect healthier boundaries, but also what I'm getting is you may have something that you want to do for yourself. For example, because the Six of Pentacles can be that you're prioritizing things that are important in your life, compartmentalizing, saying, I'm going to do this and now I'm going to do that. And it can be that something arises where someone reaches out for help in some way, and then you kind of like put your plans on hold or stall your plans, because this card is in the resistance position, like you got it in the reverse, as well as the upright, because it's a crossing energy. So it can be that you can be available to people to help them and their needs, but you must also not neglect your own needs, because that will lead to frustration in the end. But also, I feel a lot of you with the Six of Pentacles, you could be trying to create a more balanced lifestyle, because you do have this Knight of Swords. So some of you could be decluttering, body, mind, and soul. A lot of you could be connecting to self-investment, okay, personal development projects, being more active, for example, looking at your diet and exercise routines and all of those things. So it could be that right now you're trying to balance things out or live a balanced lifestyle, okay, because of that Knight of Swords appearing with that Six of Pentacles. But the Seven of Wands can indicate sometimes, you know, it's hard to keep on top of things, or, you know, there's a lot of stress and you're just trying to remain in a calm environment, and you may feel that sometimes things just come in from left field and it can trigger you and lead you to kind of like suddenly wobble when it comes to some of the routines that you're trying to build to maintain and sustain a healthy, balanced lifestyle full of harmony, of course. So I feel a lot of you are trying to do something that you believe in right now, because this means that you're not giving up on something. This also means that you're not compromising what's important to you at this time. But sometimes it feels, because this is a crossing position, that sometimes it's like either you feel there's a setback, or you feel that perhaps some people overstep a mark when it comes to your boundaries, leading you to feel frustrated. But I feel for some of you, there may have even been conflict in a relationship here, because we do have the Lovers card and we have a Page of Swords. So it can be that you're trying to resolve something and you need to have a very direct conversation with a person who seems to kind of like be very defensive or avoid the elephant in the room. The actual topic that needs to be discussed somehow gets skirted around. But I feel in the next coming weeks and months, you actually will have a very direct conversation with this person and understand why they've been very defensive, and really get to the heart of the matter. If this is a partner, for example, or if it's a person in your immediate circumstances, a family member or a friend, for example, or even a neighbor or a boss or someone in the community, it can be anybody, a relationship here, because we have the Lovers card, I feel there will be a conversation. And I feel it will be a little bit up and down. It will be kind of like conflicting. Seven of Swords can indicate that perhaps there is a truth of the matter that's not being revealed. Could be that someone is avoiding, because the Seven of Swords is an avoidant card, but it also indicates someone saying, you know what, respect my privacy. I'll tell you when I need to tell you. So this could be you as well, my beautiful Librans, but I do feel the truth will out with that Page of Swords, and there will be a direct conversation. But the Five of Pentacles can be a worry that by speaking the truth, there is a worry of letting someone down. Okay? But I feel this has to be said, whatever it is. So whether it is, a conversation with your nearest and dearest, and you need to speak your truth about something, and you feel, look, you got to just lay it on the line. I feel they will honor what you have to say, and in time, give it breath to breathe there. I feel there's a lot of love between you both, and I feel there will be understanding, because this is the near future position. So I feel there could be healing in that, okay? But I feel something needs to be said, okay? And it's just going to be truth bared out there, and it will be received, and it's something to ruminate on and think about. So that's coming out there as well. But a lot of you as well, because this is a personal reading about you and what you're going through right now, I feel like you are in the middle of a glow up, and that can be challenging. It's about you sustaining something or making an effort, and this card can indicate that you are actually at your personal best. But sometimes you either doubt that, or, this card in this position, it can indicate sometimes we slip into temptation, whether that is to tear ourselves down and be critical and put extra pressure on ourselves, or whether that is that you reach for the quick fix sometimes when it comes to you trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. We're all human, we all do it, of course, and that's why balance is the key. A little bit of something that you fancy is, great, but in moderation, okay? So a lot of you could be looking at that right now, but I would say the Seven of Wands there is you looking at managing stress levels and how certain challenges are afoot. I feel there is an energy here, and you're not a people pleaser, but I do get this energy that some of you are dealing with perhaps somebody who can never be pleased. It's like no matter what you do. So you've come to this kind of like decision where, you've decided it's time to please yourself and live your life. And I definitely get this energy here of things being adjusted accordingly to actually come to a nice harmonized position where each person respects each other's boundaries, okay? I'm only mentioning relationships because you have the Lovers card there, and there is a Queen of Pentacles, and although you're air element, it can be that either this is someone that you have history with in your life, or someone who's in your home space, for example, but it could also indicate that you're just trying to ground your life, focus on your finances, build wealth or structures or security for your family, and you work hard for the things that you have attained in life so far. But the Knight of Swords indicates a desire for a lifestyle change, because you may feel things are fast-paced at this moment in time. It's almost like you're trying to catch up with yourself and you're always on the go. Also, it can indicate with that Six of Pentacles that, you know, you set yourself goals or tasks and responsibilities, but then suddenly other things arise that really inspire you and you add them to your to-do list, which means, you know, you're always on the go. There's always more and more added to your list, and it can indicate there is a need for pace in your life and prioritizing what's important. So don't shoot the messenger when I say this. I really feel this is you kind of like responding differently to how much you put on your own plate, the pressure that you put on yourselves. You'll accomplish everything, but sometimes, you know, with that Five of Pentacles, you can put something to another day, as it were. The world can be one another day, and you can give yourself some respite and take the pressure off. You know, everything doesn't have to be done at once in a flurry of activity with this card. Now, this card can indicate that you're someone who's had to have a lot of courage in life. I feel like you have been battling away to, you know, protect your inner peace and live the life that you aspire to. But there's something here where I feel like you are responding differently to. Okay, so whether it's a person or whether it's a situation, I really get this energy that things have to be different, and you're just seeing how it goes, because I see that Five of Pentacles as you withdrawing your energy from something, you know, or making yourself scarce, as it were, and saying, look, I'm teaching you what it means to not have me constantly in your life. So some of you may be dealing with that. And for some of you, it could also be that you're removing yourself from a certain group of people or a certain activity because you have to prioritize something else that requires your focus right now. This could even be a project. Some of you could be like writing something or trying to create something, and you're like, okay, I love you, but I got to go and do this thing for me because it's calling me right now. So I feel a lot of you, there's this sense of purpose and flurry of activity with this card, and I feel like you need to honor that. Otherwise, you will end up frustrated there. Now, this is a card of success, and success is something that is outside of ourselves, of course, but I feel like you have a lot on your mind, and right now it feels like there is a flurry of activity in your brain of all the things that you need to do, but it's most important that you focus, of course, on anything that is a duty or something that is a responsibility, but also, you know, make sure you have time for fun and doing the things that you love that bring you joy, and don't allow it to tip into the balance where you're doing one thing all the time that you feel is necessary and you're not getting the opportunity to do other things that you love doing, okay? Because that's what I'm seeing here in this reading there for you as well, okay? Now, a lot of you could be trying to change a situation. It doesn't have to be in a relationship. It could be that you're trying to relocate or you're trying to change something about your circumstances, and you need to make a quick decision, but don't ever feel like you have to be pressurized into anything, especially with that Seven of Wands. If anyone has given you an ultimatum on something or there's a deadline on something, of course, you know, any legal deadlines are important. We need to adhere to them. But if anyone is trying to push you into doing something or signing something because the Page of Swords is there, I would say, you know, this could be a bit of a red flag that perhaps they benefit from it more than you do, or they don't want you to see something because we have that Seven of Swords there. So it can be, you know, if there's a rush, anyone's trying to rush you on anything, just be a little bit mindful because that Seven of Swords is there, okay? So with the Knight of Swords as well, I feel a lot of you are trying to really articulate your needs from a healthy place. And I feel like, you know, you're always in a rush. There's just this energy erupting within you where you feel sometimes you may hastily volunteer yourself for things. Again, don't shoot the messenger, because the Six of Pentacles can be to volunteer oneself and be generous with your time and say, look, I'll be there. I'll help you. I can do that for you. Don't worry. I'll pick up that. I'll do this. And it can be that it depletes your energy, because the Seven of Wands is an energy card. So it can be that, you know, you're exhausted or your energy levels have been kind of fluctuating there. Also, now this is not going to resonate with everyone. okay, but it may resonate with someone out there. There is a flurry of activity in the mind here, and the Seven of Wands in this position, it can indicate jealousy, or, with the Seven of Swords, it can also indicate that either someone is jealous or controlling of you, or trying to, in some way, influence you, or it could be that you are keeping your eye on somebody that you do not trust at this time, and perhaps they are trying to project energy. Because the Seven of Wands can be a need to be careful and just notice dynamics in relationships, defending yourself or standing up for yourself on something, making a stand, as it were. And I feel like you're really in a good position to be able to do that. So if, for example, you're suspicious of somebody right now, and this is not going to resonate with everyone, but if you are suspicious of someone right now because the Seven of Swords is there, I would say that Page of Swords says be vigilant, keep watch, document things, find the evidence before you kind of rush in there and say, you did this, okay? Because that Seven of Wands is like, sometimes we should rely on our intuition, but the Knight of Swords with the Seven of Wands in its position says, don't jump to conclusions, okay? Especially with that Page of Swords there, it's like be vigilant, get the information. If something calls for greater investigation because, you haven't scratched the surface really on something, it could lead to more. Your intuition could be bang on, but there may be some information that you need to uncover first before you really rush in there with the facts, for example. For some of you, it could also be that, because what I see here on that energy is like, if you rush in, with the Five of Pentacles, it's like there could be a missing ingredient or a fact that you could really rely on. So if you're like going through a court case, for example, it's like get all the facts first. Don't rush in and say, right, here I am, I'm presenting everything. That Five of Pentacles could be you missing out on something or some knowledge there. And for some of you, this could also be that you're trying to create something, structure something, and you feel like you don't have the next step or the next piece of knowledge. And over the next 6 weeks, I feel like you won't have that. I got to be honest with you. But on the cusp of the 6 weeks, it feels like you discover it, whatever this information is. Someone may actually come into your life and just give it to you voluntarily. And you're like, oh my gosh, how random, because I'm being given this energy of randomness right now as well. But I feel a lot of you are in the middle of a lifestyle change, and things are shifting. You're evolving away from certain people. Your vibe is higher, and I feel that for some of you with that Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands, you may feel uncertain about certain things, and I feel there's a need to disconnect in some way in order to hear yourself and your heart in a higher vibration. This could be you disconnecting from the noise of life, as it were. But we do have that Queen of Pentacles, and it's in the past position. So this can indicate, that you're practical, you're trustworthy, you're a good friend. For some of you, this could be a friendship. You may feel that someone's not telling you something, or they're hiding something from you. And it can be that it's a real shame. You feel disappointed in this person that they couldn't come to you. Doesn't mean that, they're doing anything wrong per se, okay? It can be that this person is being really private. A lot of you, I feel this is you though, I gotta be honest, because you have the Eight of Swords. So a lot of you, it could be that you're feeling a little bit stuck right now, and you are feeling the need to be private, to not communicate something, but in time you will. And I feel it could be that when you decide to actually disclose something, it could be that someone is disappointed that you didn't confide in them. But I feel right now it could be either or, because we have that Six of Pentacles as your starting position. But the Queen of Pentacles here in this position, you're committed to your goals, okay? I feel like you are focused on your finances, your family. I feel like you are someone who is really generous in general, okay? This is a generosity card along with the Six of Pentacles, but it can also be an energy here where you're focused on the body, okay? So a lot of you could have had some sort of news that came in where you had to focus more on getting your body back into balance, whether it's hormones or vitamin deficiencies or paying more attention to your health at this time. And I feel, that there is a support network around you, but you may be having to be vigilant on the things that you need to cut out, that you're tempted to have sometimes. I mean, we're all tempted to have certain things sometimes, but I feel a lot of you are rehydrating a little bit more and trying to remain balanced on, your bodily needs, so that there are no nasties, shall we say, that can tip the balance. So a lot of you could be looking at that as well. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles is a very earthy energy, so it can indicate that, you know, you've been a bit of a homebody, or your home has been your focus, and now you kind of want to get out there a little bit more and reconnect. You know, the Six of Pentacles can also be an integration card, so some of you want to get involved in the community more, or you want to connect to people, but you may be noticing that you're giving a lot of yourself and you're noticing the exchange, reciprocity in life. For some of you, it could be that you're working really hard in a job and you're wondering, is there reciprocity in your job? You're putting all your talent into something and you may feel that the money, you know, it has plateaued in some way and you hope for more. Now, there is going to be opportunities for an increase there, but I would say in the next coming weeks, a lot of you may actually have to look further afield, or you know, investigate new opportunities, because the page tends to be new energy, and you may have to let go of something that has been present in your life for a long time in order to benefit yourself long term. Now, we do have the Lovers card. It's a presiding card, so it is a choice card, and I feel like this is about you attracting what you want and what you need. It is often connected to the law of attraction. You know, you start with a heart space. What is it your heart yearns for? What would be the perfect scenario for you in life? And then this is a card that you align your decisions, and you look at your options, but you make a choice on something, and then the universe fulfills your needs by attracting what you need with this energy. So I feel there is an agreement between you and the universe with this card to bring you what you desire. But also, you know, this is an outcome energy. For some of you with that Six of Pentacles, it can be that you know, you are wanting to spend more time with friends or get out there in the community and meet love. So I would say that if you are wanting to find love, there's definitely love available. There's a soulmate coming on in, and it's not too far away because the Ace of Cups is there. So you could be talking to someone new. But what I do see a lot of you, it's like you could be talking to two people. One of them, I feel like you have to let that person down. And I feel, of course, you will investigate a relationship with someone new. And I feel that you'll honor the fact that you must not string another person along if you're finding it hard to choose. I feel like it's time to tap into your heart space and say, no, this is the one. I mean, the heart always knows the way, okay? But this card, it also indicates that you are in the middle of making a personal decision which will have a ripple effect on your life. And you're looking at your motives, your values, and contemplating which path to take at this time. And I feel a lot of you also are connecting to people who bring you joy. Okay, and I'm also being given this energy with the Lovers card that you're trying to balance out difficult decisions. Okay, because there's a lot in your reading about balance. And of course, you are represented by the scales, all about balance, the truth, justice. And I feel this is about you harmonizing your life, getting the best of both worlds, because you have duality cards like the Six of Pentacles, the Lovers card, you have the Two of Pentacles there. So I would say you're trying to make some sort of balanced decision, and you're going to make the right decision. So I want you to be aware of that. Hold the feeling that all shall be well and it shall be so is what I'm seeing there. But this is your near future. Something is being offered to you, you know, from the universe, something that you will love. But most importantly, I feel this is an opportunity for emotional care during this period. You know, sometimes when people come to me and say, oh, you know, they're single, this is a pause from the universe on purpose to really fall in love with your life. Okay, so if you are searching for a soulmate, I feel this is your moment to fall in love with you and all aspects of self and your life in general. Even if you're in a relationship, a lot of you could be trying to retain this sense of independence. You can love a person but not lose yourself completely in that person. So I feel a lot of you could be trying to shift the balance there as well. But the Ace of Cups is a call for you to do more things that you love. And I feel there are possibilities being made available to you at this moment in time to help bring your dreams into being, whatever those dreams are. It's going to be different for everyone there. But I feel like you're aligning with your heart's desire, and I feel you're shifting your perspective in terms of how much you tend to overgive. There has to be a recompense. There has to be a balance. You don't give to get, but you must give from a full cup. So you must acknowledge that you have needs, and you must articulate these needs from a healthy place as well. You're also learning, and I feel a lot of you know this already, you're not a people pleaser, because that Seven of Wands tells me you are not a people pleaser, okay? But you are learning that your happiness is not tied up in another. You're not responsible for another person's happiness. You're here to discover your happiness and shine your light and encourage others to do so also. When you give yourself permission to shine, you actually give others a permission to shine as well there. So I feel a lot of you are leading by example and not just here to fix things for others or set things up for others all the time, okay? Now, we do have an Eight of Swords. It's in your advice to yourself in this moment. So a lot of you could be in a very protective mode, okay? A lot of you could also be trying to be really honest with yourself and face whatever it is you have to face at this time, whether it's having the courage to have a conversation with a person or say that magical word no when you have overcommitted or when you feel at capacity. Sometimes, we have to honor that word no. It is a full sentence and it doesn't require any more explanation other than no, okay? The Five of Pentacles or fives in general in Tarot, it can kind of set ourselves up for being the bad person in someone else's story. And that normally means that we stop giving to a situation where a person is expecting all the time. The hand is out of expectation to say, well, you normally do this for me. It can be like, okay, I would love to, but now unfortunately, due to circumstances, I'm not able to do that. So therefore, the answer is no. And I don't really need to kind of express any further than that, but I feel a lot of you probably would because you are a beautiful heart. But I feel there is a need for you to either withdraw at this time in order to focus on something that's important so you can make headway on it. And that's not you neglecting other people. It's not you letting someone down. It's you honoring your boundaries and them adjusting accordingly, because there is an adjustment here with that Two of Pentacles and with that Six of Pentacles as well. Now, the Eight of Swords can also be fear, a self-imposed restriction, okay? And we can put a self-imposed restriction on ourselves in many ways. Thoughts become things. We can tear ourselves down with fear, anxiety, or doubt, and that can actually put an end to a lot of dreams way before, circumstances can. So I feel a lot of you are looking at where you're too critical upon yourself. Also, and again, don't shoot the messenger when I say this, sometimes we can all set ourselves up for failure. So what I mean by that is we can put 20 things on our to-do list and expect to have them done by the end of the day, when actually in reality, because this is to be practical and to be real with ourselves, if we put 15 things on that to-do list for the day and we completed them, we could feel this sense of relief that we completed something, and now we can add to the list because we've got a little bit more time. Sometimes we need to just adjust the way that we deal with the responsibilities in our lives and set ourselves up to champion ourselves rather than, give ourselves unrealistic targets sometimes. And I feel some of you may be dealing with that at this time because I see a lot of compartmentalizing energy there. But for some of you, I feel you could be worried about something, whether it's money, whether it's a person, whether it's a relationship. I feel with that Five of Pentacles there is this energy, I got to be honest with you, that you can be there as a support. Okay, you cannot perhaps change the circumstance for the person. I feel like you can, listen to this person, you can be there, you can see them, and really say, here, I'm here for you, and, let's talk it over. But ultimately, the person will, make the changes for themselves. For some of you, that's a message coming through. But also, the Eight of Swords, it can indicate that if you're going through a challenging time, because that Five of Pentacles tells me that there is struggle and there's pressure with whatever it is that you're going through, I feel sometimes this moment of stillness is really important. I mean, I did get that message earlier with the energy of the Gaia chime in the water. It's like stillness. So perhaps this is a purifying phase for you, or maybe a lot of you need to address water levels, maybe, take some sort of cleansing bath, but there's some sort of call for stillness, and a lot of you are aware of this. And I feel this is about protecting your inner peace, because these swords are not a threat. They are protection. Okay, so a lot of you may need to step back in order to think about something. And some of you may be doing something off-grid, under the radar, and that's okay. It's not someone else's right to have access to your private thoughts or to your private intentions, as long as you're not hurting anybody, of course. This is a time for you to honor your own needs. Now, the Seven of Swords, when it's combined with this card, the Knight of Swords, it can also indicate that if you are rushed or rushing, you may miss something and you may have to return to it, which can be a little bit frustrating. So I would say, resist the temptation to rush into anything and compartmentalize your time, own your time there. But the Seven of Swords is this quest for independence. As you can see, this figure is protecting as well in this particular card. And as you can see, this card, it's like they're about to enter like the woods, okay? So it can be that you are protected at this time where you feel there is threat. Okay, it can indicate as well that you're trying to diplomatically resolve a situation that is delicate and has the potential to turn into a bigger conflict. But I feel like you are taking the necessary steps to avoid disappointment or, letting someone down or, making the situation worse. Okay, the history of the Seven of Swords is that the figure wants to remove the weaponry from the army because they are being strategic. They don't want to fight. They want to find a resolution from a different viewpoint, something that is more diplomatic or less volatile, shall we say. So a lot of you may be trying to resolve something that brings you peace of mind. So it doesn't have to be that dramatic, but it can be that some of you are watching and waiting and trying to intuitively make a decision on how best to proceed with something, but all the answers are within you there as well. Now, the hope and a fear, we have the Two of Pentacles, and it's in the resistance position. So this position, you read the reverse as well as the upright. A lot of you could be dealing with people or situations that are just really inconsistent at this time, okay? And a lot of you are worried that, number one, that you're struggling, you're overwhelmed. You may feel like you just cannot catch a break. There's always something just coming at you, and you're like, oh my gosh, when is this going to end? But I feel it's really important to recognize that if you feel that certain things are not working in your life, or you're feeling heavy and you have to push through this period, this is energetic rerouting, and it's not a punishment. It's clearing space for better things to come. Okay, so I feel there is this transformation going on, but because we have the Lovers card here, and we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, you offer a stable environment for friendship and relationships. Okay, and if you feel anyone, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a lover, or your partner, if you feel they're being inconsistent at this time and you feel that you deserve more, because this is all about value, of course, you must value yourself. This is about erecting healthier boundaries and saying, it needs to stop. You're adjusting your energy to match whatever it is that this person or the situation is giving you so that it is fair, okay? And they're going to notice you stepping back, and that makes them pay attention, because that Page of Swords is to be vigilant, to suddenly discover. And if you're withdrawing from something, you're not playing a game, because you have this card here, which means you're in a period of protecting oneself and adjusting your actions in order to fit the situation, whatever the situation is. So if you are currently connected to someone romantically and you're questioning their behavior or their investment in a relationship, this could literally be the answer that you need, because, the person who loves you and wants to spend their life with you will never give you any cause for questioning their loyalty. Seven of Swords can be a breach of confidence or a breach of loyalty there, and it could be that you are currently questioning this right now and you're trying to seek answers. And if you are seeking a friend's loyalty or a partner's loyalty or, a family loyalty, it can be that you have the answer there already, because in questioning, it means there's doubt. And once there's doubt, it's really hard to look with different eyes, shall we say, because we'll always search for the truth, but also we'll look at it with tainted eyes. We'll always feel that there is something hidden, because that is something that's on our mind. It's really hard to sometimes pacify a person who doubts. So, if someone's coming at you, accusing you of something, and you're like, well, here's the proof, and they go, oh, in that moment, they may be pacified with the truth, but they'll go searching for something else to try and, feed the ego that they're right. Okay, if you know what I mean. So that's something that's coming out there. This is a very interesting reading. It's not typical of my usual readings there, but I feel a lot of you, there is an instability here that perhaps you're going through where you feel the energy is off. This could be a hormonally related issue, something in the body there, vitamin deficiency, water deficiency, or it could be just life. It has been very inconsistent and you're trying to get comfortable with change and being flexible, but you're someone who is flexible and you're moving through this energy, and you should be really proud of yourself that things will balance out. But in the process, don't lose yourself in this, okay? So your outcome energy, I'm going to pull a card on it, but we've got the Five of Pentacles here. We've also got the Page of Swords, if I can actually pick it up there, okay? So Page of Swords is to get all the information, but also this is a card of you having an incredible mind, and that your mind works a mile a minute. You have so many ideas, and that's why I feel there is a little bit of a call for stillness to compartmentalize what's important and focus on the ideas that are going to really enrich your life, and anything that causes fear will rob you of joy and also rob you of the momentum and motivation to move forward on projects. Believe in yourself. I feel there's a lot of success coming here. I feel whatever it is you're focused on right now, you may not feel like you have it, but the universe has other intentions. The universe wants to deliver it, whatever it is that you feel like you lack at this time. But ultimately, inside of yourself, you lack nothing. Okay, you are who you are, and you are unique. Now, the Page of Swords energy, you know, this is you being very quick thinking, very shrewd, very tactful, very diplomatic in a situation. But also, you know, this can be you negotiating better deals. It also could be, for some of you, you may hear some gossip on somebody, okay? But the Seven of Wands, I would say, resist the temptation to get involved in that gossip. I feel a lot of it with that Seven of Swords, it's not true, okay? But, you know, the truth will out, whether it's true or not. But if someone is trying to influence you and make you see another person in a different light, there's always an agenda. So just watch out for that as well, okay? Question the motives. But I want to pull a card on this Five of Pentacles, because the Five of Pentacles, you know, especially when it's attached to a Page of Swords, because this can be thoughts. So it can be that you are thinking, what is it that you lack that other people have? So for example, you know, I have some friends that are like single, and they're like, oh my gosh, everybody's in a relationship. What's wrong with me? What is it that I lack that other people just don't see in me, that they want to have a relationship with me? Why am I single? You know, so we could be questioning what is wrong within ourselves when actually, you know, we are whole all by ourselves. You just have not been put into alignment with the things that you feel like you want in your life right now. It doesn't mean it's not coming. It doesn't mean never. It means not now. There is a path you need to choose, and that path is you choosing yourself at this time, fulfilling your needs, falling in love with your life, and recognizing that gratitude, which I feel like you have already, which is clearing space for the good stuff to come on in. So I feel you lack nothing, you know, even if you are trying to earn more money, for example, and you're like, well, I lack that, I don't have that. The universe says, start from a place of feeling like you have more than enough, because the universe connects to a vibration of energy. And you know what? Many years ago, someone told me this, and I was like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And they told me, and I'm not here to advertise anyone's book or product or anything like that. I read The Secret. I was told to read The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And, you know, I thought, you know what? At first I was like, but then it really come over me. And I was like, oh, I really kind of like got goosebumps there. And I was like, okay, let's try this out. So my friend actually said, the section where you kind of think to yourself, you know, I've got more than enough money. I've got more than enough money, you know, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to try it. And, you know, it's all about the mind, the mindset. And my friend said, set up all your bills as like a direct debit, and then think to yourself, I got more than enough money. And don't check your account all the time and be like obsessing over it. Just believe it. Just give it like a couple of months and do it and see what happens. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And I actually did do it, and I cannot believe the outcome was like, oh my gosh, I was attracting more opportunities, more finances. I had more than enough. I did, you know, whereas before I was always obsessing, going, oh my gosh, I've only got like 27 cents left for the month. What am I going to do? You know, and, you know, I feel it's important when it comes to mindset. Don't think about what it is that you lack. Think about what it is that you have, and then believe that you have the thing that you lack as well. And the universe actually conspires to make sure it happens for you. And again, I thought that was nonsense, but it happened for me, and I was like, my gosh, it's real. So connecting to a vibration of the law of attraction, it is real, okay? And a lot of you will discover that even more soon. Some of you may have already discovered that, but it's definitely coming out, because sometimes we're so busy we forget about it. Sometimes you have so much on your plate that you forget about taking good quality time to pause and reflect on the things that you want and manifest like you have it right now, okay? We have the moon. So the moon is fear, okay? Or it can indicate periods of going into negativity. Okay, so also I would say the moon with that Page of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, maybe the piece of information that you don't have, you're going to get it. As I said, I feel after 6 weeks you're going to have this. This could be a truth revealed. I mean, it could be for some of you that someone's actually going to reveal feelings for you because you have so many love cards there. King of Wands, okay? So I would say with that King of Wands energy, it indicates that you're taking charge of your life, taking leadership, but also I feel the moon energy is you romancing your life a little bit more and being a go-getter and a goal setter and achieving those things. But also it's the ebb and flow, the give and take with the moon cycles. You are magnetic. This is a magnetic card. And of course, the moon is run on a magnetism that affects the tide to go in and out. So to give and take. So I feel a lot of you are learning about that balance right now, and that's what your reading is all about at this moment in time. But I would also say with that King of Wands energy that this is about reigniting that spark, that lust for life, reconnecting to a part of yourself where you're leading with your passions and kind of like influencing your life. We have the Turtle. So that's maybe a call to slow down a little bit because, I mean, sometimes we just can't catch a break. I totally get it. It's like a mile a minute, but a lot of you are going to find an opportunity to slow down. So we got Turtle there. What I love about turtles, they're going at their own pace. No one is making them go faster, okay? And also they have that little shell that they can, move into at any time in order to protect their inner peace or to hide or to kind of like just chill out a little bit. So a lot of you, it could be that you're building a sanctuary, a home where, you're protecting your inner peace and you're feeling secure in that, or you're working towards that. But it says slow moving will take a while, slow and steady progress, don't rush. Okay, so that was a message that came out. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know where this reading is going, and I have to give you everything that my guides are giving me. And then suddenly the last cards kind of tie it all up together. And I'm like, well, that was what was coming out. So I had to give you the message that I was given. I'm actually seeing in the water before I move forward an image. It's just come through of a torch bearer, someone holding the torch. So it could be that you're leading the way or leading by example, or you're in a period of illumination at this time. I mean, it could also be that, we're in a world right now where there is a lot of volatility and a lot of darker energy that is pulling us into fear or sadness or anxiety and making us feel like everything has changed and we're disconnecting in some way. But I feel like you are still holding that torch, like that spark, that passion, it is there. And I feel a lot of you, it's you shining a light in challenging times, not just for yourself, but for other people as well. And that is a really hard task to be given, shall we say, because I feel like you're a light bearer, you're a light worker when I get that image, and that can be challenging in itself. We've also got piggy bank, so some financial energy did come up there. But if you think about piggy bank, it's all about your inner reserves, but it's also about your sense of value, okay, and not allowing anybody to really deplete your energy without investing in your life. Or people need to invest in each other. There has to be a two-way street there. So it says saving money, being frugal, reservation, and saving something for later. So we've got that Six of Pentacles and we've got the Five of Pentacles. It's interesting. It's a different energy take on that. So it can be that you are being really vigilant with your finances and protecting 5 of those pentacles for savings and giving out 1 of them for like bills and all of those things. If only bills were just one pentacle. But unfortunately, that's not the nature of the world that we live in right now. But I do see a lot of you will be really strict with yourself when it comes to a financial plan, and you're going to be locked onto your goals. I just see one little dip into your savings, okay, for something, but the universe will return it in a different form. And also we got magic. So that card, it is a magic energy. It says here, spell work, manifesting magical powers and rituals, maintaining and sustaining rituals to connect to the law of attraction. Thoughts become things. If you feel like you lack something and you think about the thing that you lack all the time, you're always going to lack that thing. If you wake up in the morning and stub your toe and you're like, oh, this is awful, this is going to be an awful day. Suddenly you're going to see a knock-on effect of awful things that kind of happen. People arguing, frustration, it sets the tone of the environment. So, energy, it informs. Anything that is within us, it informs outside of ourselves as well. So I feel a lot of you, that's what your reading is about. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. Ooh, we have a beautiful stag there. So that's all about respect. It also indicates that you're not giving up on something that you're fighting for. You're loyal to a cause. For some of you, this could be that you're literally, making a difference with charitable work or petitions, or, the way that you conduct your life. You're leaving the world a better place than when you found it in the area that you live in and with the people that you, connect to. So I do see here that it's all about respect. We've also got a D. Okay, a D. Is that a D? Yes, it is a D. So the letter D, this could be relevant in some way for some of you. Nothing is coming out connected to this. I got to be honest with you. I'm just getting the letter. Now I'm just seeing it in the water as D. It just is as it is. My guys are saying it's just is as it is. So D could be relevant to somebody out there. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there. And also we have a cocktail. Okay, so I guess the cocktail symbolically can be that, to make a really beautiful cocktail that tastes great and relaxes you, of course, there's ingredients, and those ingredients need to be blended to make something, and, there is a balance in that. So I feel this is about you and the ingredients of life. But also we have, an Ace of Cups there, so this can be you purifying, and it can be you kind of like having juices, for example, or maybe there is a rehydration energy. For some of you, it's like you need a holiday. You need to sit on a beach, have a massage, and have a cocktail and look out to the ocean and be like, yeah. If that's you, let's all pack our bags and go. That would be amazing. But I feel, of course, if you get a moment of respite, I feel like you totally deserve it. And I just feel a lot of you, the umbrella is in the drink. My guide just said the umbrella is in the drink. Yeah, there is actually an umbrella in that drink. Umbrellas are protection, okay, and redirection if you're going through some challenging times. But also this could be protect what it is that you digest. And what I mean by that is anything you see, listen to, drink, eat, this is all informing your body, okay? And it can be that right now you're just being more discerning about what you invest in yourself, because, it will inform your body, mind, and soul. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates with you in that reading, my beautiful Librans. Thank you so much, and love and light.